If you weren't around during the 2012 frenzy, and I'm not referring to the Mayan prediction of the world's end, you might have missed the first installment of Susan Collins' hit series, The Hunger Games. Following the series' massive success, we received a prequel story exploring the decades-long tradition of the reaping in The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Directed by Francis Lawrence and featuring Rachel Zegler, Tom Blythe, Peter Dinklage, and Viola Davis, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes aims to replicate the original series' success from over a decade ago. As the movie is based on the book written after the original series' success, it raises the question, is this a case of too little too late, or does the story of young President Snow and Lucy Gray shed more light and nuance on Collins' dystopian future? With a runtime of 157 minutes, let's find out if Lucy Gray and young Snow are worth the watch. But before we get into it, if you've made it this far and you enjoy this content, hit the like and subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell for updates on our future content. Now, let's get critical. Set 64 years before the events of the original series, the movie unfolds during the 10th annual Hunger Games. We meet 18-year-old Coriolanus Snow preparing for the reaping. As one of the last remaining members of his once prominent family, with his father, General Crassus Snow, having perished in the first rebellion between the capital and the districts, the Snow family faces financial difficulties. Using his family's esteemed name and with assistance from his cousin Tigress Snow, Coriolanus struggles to maintain their social status. As a resident of District 1 and a student at the academy, he is spared from the reaping and instead selected as one of 24 mentors for the tributes in the Hunger Games. Snow aims to restore his family's fortune by winning the Plinth Prize scholarship. Casca Highbottom, the creator of the games and academy dean, portrayed by Peter Dinklage, assigns him to mentor Lucy Gray, the female tribute from District 12. This year's Hunger Games faced declining viewership. To address this, Highbottom advises the mentors to focus on entertaining the audience instead of solely aiming for their tribute's victory. Snow notices Lucy Gray captivating the crowd with her singing during the reaping, sparking his interest. Following a suggestion from Tigress, he meets Lucy face to face, earning her trust and gaining public sympathy for her. As the story progresses, Snow becomes deeply involved in the games, collaborating with head game maker Dr. Volmnia Gall, played by Viola Davis, to introduce new twists and assisting Lucy in the arena through questionable tactics. Ultimately, Lucy survives as the last tribute, but Snow's cheating is discovered, leading to his exile to District 12 for a 20-year term as a peacekeeper. In District 12, Snow reunites and forms a relationship with Lucy. Meanwhile, his childhood friend and academy peer Sejanus Plinth, who loathes the games despite his family earning their wealth from them and being the heir to the presidency of Panem, joins him as a peacekeeper. As rebel activity stirs in the district, Snow and Plinth get caught up in the turmoil, resulting in Sejanus' death. Plans for Snow and Lucy to flee north together fall apart when Lucy, losing trust in Snow, abandons him. Snow returns to the Peacekeepers, where he learns Dr. Gall has arranged for his honorable discharge and offers him a chance to study under her, restoring his name and wealth and naming him the heir to the presidency of Panem. The first aspect to highlight about this film is its commendable use of disabled actors, an inclusion that is integral to our culture and should be more prevalent. Kudos to casting director Deborah Zane and Dylan Jury for this. The film's visual style borrows elements from a post-apocalyptic Fallout theme, blending 1950s aesthetics with semi-futuristic technology, almost to the point where you'd expect the tributes to use Pip-Boys. The cinematography, led by Joe Willems with Arri Alexa Mini LF cameras, predominantly shot in Berlin, frequently employs low-angle shots, especially when focusing on Snow or Snow and Lucy Gray. The Peacekeepers' uniforms, resembling Nazi Germany military attire, subtly hint at the capital's oppressive rule over the districts, though it's unclear if this parallel was intentional. The action sequences are dynamic with little cuts, making the shots feel more alive and threatening. Regarding the direction, it's adequately executed, but unfortunately we don't get a comprehensive view of the capital. The film focuses more on indoor settings than anything else. The script is uneven and feels congested. It rushes through most of the plot and abruptly slows down in the third act to develop Snow and Lucy's relationship, which doesn't feel deserved. Like many prequels, this film struggles to generate suspense and intrigue, particularly around a character from the original series. There are references to the original series, varying and subtly. The film shifts focus from the actual Hunger Games to the politics and machinations behind them, contrasting the original series perspective centered on Katniss and the tributes. Interestingly, the games are depicted as unrefined and raw in their infancy, with inexperienced tributes, a less flamboyant host, and game makers trying to give the games significance. Character-wise, exploring the rise of a tyrant like Snow doesn't offer much novelty. Ambition and manipulation are common traits in such figures. Snow's primary motivation is to restore his family's name and wealth, exploiting situations for his benefit. Lucy Gray, portrayed almost like a stereotypical country singer, feels more like a plot device for Snow's progression than a character with her own agency. The film leaves her as a vague and forgettable character, even when providing her backstory in District 12. It feels as though Lucy Gray primarily serves to propel Snow's narrative rather than being a fully fleshed out character in her own right. She vanishes at the end of the movie, apparently never to be seen or heard from again. What made the original series stand out were the connections and bonds each character had. Everyone felt like they had their own motivations and lives off camera, allowing viewers to see the interpersonal relationships among the characters. In contrast, in this movie, everyone except Coriolanus Snow feels like an NPC, merely waiting off screen for their next plot-driven appearance. Overall, the film feels unnecessary and like a cash grab. Made on a budget of $100 million and earning 3 times as much at the box office, it seems to be fan service at best. With that, I'm giving this movie 2 out of 5 stars. Maybe a better sequel would have been a story about Panem before the war, detailing events leading up to the first rebellion, with an all-new cast and new stakes, leaving us guessing who will live and who will die. If you decide to watch this installment of The Hunger Games, may the odds be ever in your favor. That's it for today's episode of Critically Speaking. Thanks for joining us as we explore the latest movies, games, and hot topics. Stay up to date with our latest content by hitting that notification bell. And if you enjoyed the show, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And as always, stay critical.